Good morning. Hello. It's me, Lauren Cadillac, aka OG Cadillac, aka Mother of the Century. I upgraded myself from decade to century, y'all. Wearing my heart earrings for Galentine's Day. Happy Galentine's Day if my gals are here. My usual gals. Hello. Happy Galentine's Day, ladies. What a freaking week, y'all. Like, there's not even like so much going on. It's just that what is going on is so much, if that makes any sense, right? Like, it is so much. All right, I sat through the entire Pam Bondi hearing this week, and I have been following the Nancy Guthrie case like super close. So I'm gonna do Guthrie first because I have all these videos I made for you for Bondi. Like, I went all out on Bondi. Okay, so let's talk about Nancy Guthrie real quick. Hi, Nene. Happy Valentine's Day, girl. Okay, so as we all know, Nancy Guthrie was kidnapped or abducted in the middle of the night, January 31st, February 1st, right? Technically it's February 1st, but it was like the middle of the night. And for many days, we only had some like blood splatter that we saw. We were like, did her son-in-law do it? All of these things. We had learned that she had a Nest camera, but it wasn't connected to the cloud. Good for you, Nancy. And despite the camera itself being missing and not connected to the cloud, the FBI, and this was the nerds of the FBI for sure, okay? All right, these are not Cash Patel. These are like good FBI agents, okay? The FBI was able to go recoup the video. Okay. I am sure that you have all seen the video by now, so I'm not going to bore you with playing it. But basically, a masked man, he's in a ski mask. He has latex gloves. It appears to be latex gloves over maybe mittens or some kind of other glove because they're real thick. They're dark latex gloves. Hi, Hippieista. The person comes up, has like a flashlight in their mouth, which I learned that they actually make mouth flashlights, so that's a thing. They have this certain type of backpack on their back, which has been found to be something you can purchase at Walmart. They have the backpack snapped up here, which like most people don't do unless they're like hikers or something. The person was definitely in jeans and some kind of like, not flannel. Hold on, I just lost the word. Fleece. Like a fleece zip up sweater. Okay, so they released that video. Now that video is like 11 days deep into the search. I think we can all agree at this point, she's passed. All right, she's on a pacemaker and they kidnapped her. Like, I don't think she's with us anymore here. You know, it's sad. It's very sad, and I really feel for the family. But I don't think she's here with us anymore, you know what I'm saying? You know? Sorry. All right, so shortly after they released the video, they detained some dude named Carlos. He's now famous. And Carlos's eyebrows and little like mustache hair did look a lot like what was peeping out from under the mask. But Carlos was very much innocent. Then they released this other video. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up this picture because like I screenshotted this, okay? Because I only heard about it yesterday and like so incredibly briefly that I don't know what's going on. I know I found it yesterday. Hold on. I sent it to Blinn. Here we go. All right. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Okay, so yesterday, this other video was put out where this masked person doesn't have the backpack. But to me, this looks like a whole different human. The reason I say that is like, look how skinny his legs are, and the other guys seem to have thicker legs. And listen, I am a great observer of men's bodies. Okay, a great observer since I was a little girl. Okay, and so I'm telling you, these are skinnier legs. This also looks different. Now I know it's like fuzzy black and white. Hey, Anthony J. All Day, welcome. So I know this is like super fuzzy, black and white, hard to tell, but this to me does not like look like the same person in the video we've all seen. The person who puts like tries to put the little trees or whatever, little shrubbery to block the camera. So I'm thinking it was two dudes. All right, so they released all that. Then yesterday they found some gloves that were thrown on the side of the road that looked very similar to the ones on the person's hands. And then this morning, I heard they found gloves in her house. And that's fucking crazy to me. I think it was two people, also hippies, and I think those are the two people, right? And I'm thinking they're like cousins or brothers or half siblings or something. I think those two people are related. Maybe they're just like really close friends that like call each other brother or something, but I think they are super close. All right, so now, today, day 13, this morning, they're like, we found gloves in the house. How did you didn't find gloves in the house 14 days ago? You didn't find gloves in the house the day you went into the house and found that she wasn't in the house? You didn't see gloves? They had already released the house back to the family, then went back to do a search, then released, then went back, and it's like, and now you found gloves in the house. Now, I understand you might not have known that gloves were suspicious, but how would you not know that? Her daughter lives nearby her. Not Savannah or whatever, but Annie lives like nearby her. So Annie should have known approximately what was like in the house, or what, if there were gloves sitting there before or not, or if those were the kind of gloves mom used to do XYZ. You know what I'm saying? So how are we finding gloves like a week and a half later? The Pima County Sheriff has really done a shit job on this. Really. Now, at first, in his defense, at first they thought she was just a missing person, all right? An elderly go missing all the time, and you don't necessarily lock down their house as a crime scene, right? So that is understandable. But as I recall, it was within 24 hours they realized there was some sort of crime. So, like, why'd you release the house? Why didn't you see these gloves? So bizarre. I also... it is big and botched. But see, that's the thing. I was just about to say, I do not think these people were necessarily the ransom letter people. I think all of those ransom letters and all the communications with TMZ have been people who are just watching it on the news and exploiting. The backpack, and I've been watching a lot of videos with like former FBI agents and so on. They say that the backpack, when he gets to the door, is really full. And they think it's full of a, basically like a kidnapping kit, where it would have like rope and tape and stuff like that. But then on the other hand, if it did have tape, why didn't he just tape over the Nest camera, right? So I don't know. But I do think it's two people. I don't think they did it for money. I don't know why they would have done it, but... Have you guys ever seen the movie Alpha Dog? Do you remember that one with Justin Timberlake? It was like one of his first movies. That movie was based on a true story. And that story was some junkie had a half-brother. The junkie owed a dealer money. The dealer sees the half-brother. The dealer kidnaps the half-brother. The dealer keeps the half-brother for a couple weeks. They party. They have a great time. And then the dealer kills the half-brother. All over like $2,500 debt. It's ridiculous. Anyhow, that's kind of like, I'm like, maybe Nancy has like a grandson that owes a lot of money to someone or something. And that's what they did. Yeah, exactly. Alpha Dog style. Exactly. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, not only did a neighbor take their dog up to the door, a pizza delivery dude was able to walk through the driveway. Now, mind you, the driveway is gravel, so there's got to be like footprints and shit in it, right? Walk through the driveway up to the door to deliver pizza. People have been coming to the door with flowers. Like, it's lovely to send flowers, it truly is. But you can't, like, it's so botched. It's so crazy. Nene, I don't think it's Nancy's son. I was thinking maybe Annie's husband has kids from like a prior relationship or something, and maybe it's them. I don't know. But I mean, if that's the case, the FBI would have already looked into those people, right? Like family members and stuff. It'd be easy to just, I mean, that's who you would go look at first. So I don't know. I don't know. I was watching a video before I got here, and it was like a psychic who speaks to people on the other side. And she said she was speaking to Nancy, and Nancy said it was two people who used to work on her property. Or one of them used to work, and the other's a relative. I don't know. Nene says the Nancy's son looks like he gambles. He kind of does. He does have that look about him, Nene. He looks like he gambles on NASCAR. Oh, shit. That's funny. The other thing about this whole Guthrie thing is that Savannah Guthrie's husband used to work for Bill Clinton when Bill Clinton was the president. Guess where Bill Clinton's name is? All over the Epstein files, right? And guess what just came out? The Epstein files. And guess what's been distracting us from those files? This kidnapping. So I have heard several people, and some who are like smart and I actually like really trust, theorize that this actually has to do with the Clintons. And if you guys know how much I hate the Clintons, then you know I'm happy to pin this on them. I don't know. It's so convoluted. It's so weird. But I do want to put this out there. If I'm ever kidnapped at 84 and I have a pacemaker and I got to take medicine every 24 hours, blah, 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 just consider me dead. Don't spend all my tax dollars on this shit, okay? Like, well, I guess they're not my tax dollars anymore because I'm going to be dead. But I told my kids, don't even come looking for me. Just plan the damn funeral, you know? So now I'm telling y'all so that if it ever does happen, you'll be like, no, that's not what she wanted. I mean, 84, that's old. So when they do find her, I think they're going to find a deceased 84-year-old. And the question is, like, where, and then who, and why. Really, the why is what gets me. So, the why. Oh, let's get into maybe the why. Perfect segue into what I have created, this lovely presentation I've created for you. All right, so, was it yesterday? Wednesday. Pam Bondi went ahead. So, okay, let me back up. The Attorney General is appointed by the president, but works for the people. So they work closely with the president, but they are appointed by the president, and their client is the people of the United States. They have to report to their bosses. They have essentially two bosses, the president, right, who nominated them. But the way our government works, their other boss is Congress, because Congress funds them, right? So your boss is who's paying your paycheck, right? And so that's Congress. So they report to the president, but they also have to report to Congress. And Congress has these oversight committees, okay? Oversight committees. That means they go and make sure our OG or our AG is doing their job, right? We're spending the money. We want to make sure we're getting the return on our investment. Very easy. I'm taking to lunch my 90J, her assistant for, oh, that's so sweet, hippie stuff. All right, I'm going to start playing video. I have to go pee so bad. It just hit me. So I'm going to start.
Woman, you sat before, Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General Bondi.
No, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a
General,
specific question
Attorney General
that
can
I would
respond to your
like
question.
you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice has done.
Members get to ask the questions, the witness gets to answer in the way they want to answer. The Attorney General can
That's
respond.
not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she doesn't like the answer.
Time.
So,
Mr. Chairman,
why
I have asked
didn't she ask Merrick Garland this?
I am
Twice,
reclaiming
when
my
he sat in my
time, and when I
will
reclaim my
continue to
time,
answer.
it is
Mr. Chairman, the gentlelady's
I'm
reclaimed her
not going
time.
to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
The time belongs to the time belongs to the gentlelady. The gentlelady has 17 seconds.
Thank you. You're not going to answer this question, so let me just
Chairman,
say this.
I'll direct it to
what
you.
a massive
No, I'm
cover-up.
answering a
Mr.
question.
Chairman, will you
Chairman.
restore her time? The witness is
I'm not going to get
interrupting.
in the gutter with this woman.
Stop the
She's
time.
doing theatrics.
Let me have my
The gentlelady from Washington controls the time. The gentlelady has 17 seconds. You can proceed with your final
Thank you.
17 seconds.
What a massive cover-up this has been and continues to be. Donald Trump made the release of the Epstein files the center of his political campaign because he thought it would benefit him. Then you got into office, Attorney General, claimed to have a client list.
Regular order.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to pee so bad. It just like struck me. All of a sudden, like, oh, go pee now. Okay, so I have returned. I want you to think about your boss. If you're an employee, okay, you have a boss, and you're in for your review, your yearly review, how you're doing. I think they do these quarterly or something. They should if they don't. You're in your little review talking about how you're doing. Can you imagine speaking to your boss in the tone you just heard Bondi speak in? Can you imagine speaking to the people who are going to fund your job with the tone she speaks in? Okay, now that I'm back, let's go back to the video.
Say that there was no list. Your deputy, Todd Blanche, met alone with Elaine Maxwell and transferred her to a minimum security prison. And now you continue the cover-up. And I wish that you would turn around to the survivors who are standing right behind you and on a human level
Chairman,
apologize
The chair now recognizes the chair.
on what you have done.
Time of the gentlelady expired. The gentlelady, you have no time to yield back.
Theatrics.
We appreciate that. We appreciate the.
You hear that? Theatrics. That's Bondi. Theatrics.
Thought. And I would argue the central
Okay, I got more, guys. I got more. Okay,
issue in the last.
She was on a fucking tear. She was on a tear. So before I go into her tear, I had someone create this. I went and found clips for you and had someone create this. So we're going to go through clips of prior attorney generals and how they responded to criticizing questions that maybe question if they're doing a good job or not. Okay, so we're going to start with Merrick Garland. He was Joe Biden's OAG. And if you remember anything at all, he was supposed to be appointed as a Supreme Court justice, but didn't get appointed under Obama because of racism. All right, here we go.
Was that directive being prepared before September 29th, before the School Board Association letter was issued?
Okay, you see how you just got a bunch of attitude? right? Okay, now watch his response.
Don't believe so. Certainly, I didn't have any idea.
So it was only prepared to okay, I think that answers the question.
I already answered that question
So you
before.
keep citing the school board letter and news reports.
That's right.
One of the news reports cited in that letter, which you presumably mean, is from Loudoun County, Virginia.
No, that is not what I was talking about.
Well, you keep citing news reports, and that's the most prominent news report that anyone in America has seen. That refers to Scott Smith, whose 15-year-old daughter was raped.
This guy keeps, I don't know who this dude is with the funky neck, but he keeps interrupting Merrick Garland. What does Garland do? Sits there quietly, lets the dude rage.
She was raped in a bathroom by a boy wearing girls' clothes, and the Loudoun County School Board covered it up.
Anyone whose child was raped is the most horrific crime I can imagine, and is certainly entitled and protected by the First Amendment to protest to their school board about this.
But he was cited by the School Board Association
That's fine,
as a
but that's
domestic
not-
terrorist, which we now know that letter and those reports were the basis for your
No, Senator,
this is
that's wrong.
shameful. Judge, this is shameful. This testimony, your directive.
Okay. See how he goes, that's wrong. That's wrong. See how he doesn't raise his voice. Now, of course, again, we're putting this in like a scenario of you before your bosses. Your boss's job is to make a big speech and pomp and circumstance. So you kind of got to sit through that BS, right? That's what Merrick Garland's doing here. Merrick Garland, however you say it. Okay, now, let's go back to Bondi. This is a compare and contrast session, y'all.
It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must be served now. And obviously, you followed that order. Lindsay Halligan, Trump's former defense lawyer who had never prosecuted a case in her life, was installed to replace Mr. Siebert, and it was clear that part of her mandate was to go after Ms. James. Halligan immediately sought an indictment, which the court dismissed because Halligan was illegally put into the role.
Okay, so hold on. Because this is basically like a panel of her bosses, they're not only discussing one topic. So they bounce around. They talk about Epstein, they talk about other things, okay? Because her job is not just the Epstein files. She's the attorney general. So people, the DOJ report to her, she's in charge of quite a lot of work. What this guy is talking about right now is the lawsuit that Bondi filed against Letitia James, okay? Letitia James, I believe, she's a mayor somewhere, I don't remember where, and the Trump regime has said that she lied on mortgage documents, which is ironic because it was found that Trump lied to the IRS, but whatever. Okay, so the Vanity Fair article that came out, Trump's right-hand woman said that this Letitia James prosecution was retaliatory. And I think it's since been dropped. So this is what he's talking about. He's talking about the Letitia James prosecution, which we all know was just retaliatory and had no real teeth and was just a waste of taxpayer dollars, by the way. The party that wants to cut costs out here spending money on your personal vendettas is bullshit.
Your department was undeterred, and not once, but twice, it tried to indict Attorney General James in separate courts. Both grand juries rejected you and refused to indict her. It is practically unheard of for a
Letitia James was the Attorney General of New York who tried to prosecute Trump.
Grand jury to refuse an indictment. In 2016, it happened in just 6 cases out of over 150,000 offenses. And you had it happen twice in the same week, in 2 different courts. That must have been humiliating. Now there are reports you are continuing to investigate her. The amount of resources that have gone into targeting Attorney General James, months of investigations, multiple failed indictments, is astounding.
Remember, these are her purse. These are people that give her money to do her job. So he's like, you're wasting our damn money.
Since your own prosecutors after her simply, and she is.
Question.
No, First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
All right. Okay. She is a witness. She is a witness. If I'm at trial and a witness starts yelling like that, I object. I say non-responsive, and the judge is going to yell at the witness. You don't talk that way. You're a fucking witness. Just answer the damn question. And why is she raising her voice? Let us listen.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you're going to answer the
theatrics are
question the way I
ridiculous.
asked it.
Chairman Jordan, I'm not going to get in the gutter
His theatrics.
with these people,
How many
but
of you-
I'm going to answer the question.
How many of you indicted?
Again, the time belongs to
Reclaiming my time.
the time belongs.
I think it's very
Reclaiming
interesting.
my time.
I think it's very
Reclaiming my
interesting.
time.
And you can
when
reclaim
he
your
talks
time,
about they
reclaiming my time,
indicted,
Mr.
the
Chairman.
president said they
Close the
indicted
clock.
him
Mr.
twice.
Chairman, please
They
stop the
sure
clock and
did.
stop
he
the clock and
indicted-
restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these
Committee will be in order.
theatrics.
The time
Reclaiming my
belongs to
time
the
and
gentleman
reel back
from
the
New
clock,
York.
please.
We will give you a few more seconds. We will do that. But when you
Reclaiming
ask
my-
a question, the
The
witness
question
gets to
was-
answer. You may not like the
What a
answer,
shit
but
show.
she
Right.
gets
The
to answer.
question was, how many of Epstein's...
They don't like
What?
the answer,
Reclaiming
Chairman,
my time.
because it's honest.
Reclaiming-
So he asked a
Reclaiming my
4-minute
time.
question.
Restore 45
and
seconds,
I am
Mr. Nadler,
going
please,
to
Mr. Chairman.
I mean,
answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch.
Reclaiming-
Not on our time. No way.
Reclaiming-
And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me
Yeah, oh, I
anything,
did tell you because we
washed
saw
up
what you did in the
loser
Senate.
lawyer.
You don't tell me. Yeah, I do, because I'm your
Not even-
motherfucking boss. I tell you exactly, whatever, whenever, because that's how you know. Oh my God. All right, so now let's go back to our past OAGs, or AGs. All right, now this is Bill Barr. He was an AG for Trump in Trump's first presidency. I don't know who this little old lady is, but she's chewing in a new one. So let's see how he handles it.
Weighed the factors and conclusions at length, outlined, prepared, edited, and released your memo in less than 48 hours. To me, to do this, it seems your mind must have been already made up. How did you do it?
The thinking of the special counsel was not a mystery to the people at the Department of Justice prior to his submission of the report. He and his people had been interacting with the Deputy Attorney General.
All right, so the reason I wanted to do this compare and contrast, which I have far more to show you, okay, is because as I'm watching this hearing, I'm like, is it me? Like, I'm gaslit so bad that I'm like, maybe this is how OGs talked, or AGs talked before. Like, maybe I just think that they're supposed to be decorum, and because I'm a lawyer and I'm used to going before judges. But I went back to review when these people were being pressed really hard on sensitive topics, and they don't act like Bondi does. So it's not me, it's not you, it's her. Okay, so let's go back to Bondi's testimony.
Interesting that she keeps going after President Trump, the greatest president in American history. And if they could maintain their composure, this isn't a circus, this is a hearing.
Do you want to be the pot or the kettle, Pammy?
I find it interesting she keeps going after Donald Trump. She doesn't say how much money she took from Reid Hoffman, did you? None. And
Okay. You see this? You see this notebook? This is Pam Bondi's burn book. In here, she has staffers telling her what page trash or bad facts about that particular congressperson's district. So she bounces. She has a burn book. She is Mean Girls. Okay, this is her burn book. Okay, this shit is crazy.
nor did
Mr.
she
Chairman,
post
regular
anything.
order, please.
She
Regular order.
posted nothing on her X account, on her Twitter account.
I cannot believe an AG is using someone's failure to post something on social media as evidence.
during the Biden years.
Gentlelady.
Yet now,
There
all
was
of
no
a sudden,
question
she's
asked.
going after
Committee will be in
point of
order.
There was no
Committee will
question
be in
asked
order.
of the Attorney General. She doesn't just get to speak.
Committee will be in order.
I have a point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Committee will be in order.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Gentlelady can state her point of order.
When a witness attacks,
Not a valid point of order. You got to state.
She hasn't completed her point of order yet. Please let her speak, Mr. Chairman. Let's have some regular.
I mean, this is a shit show, right? Like, this is crazy. I was listening to parts of it in the car, so I couldn't see the screen, and it sounds like a Real Housewives episode. I mean, it's wild.
Regular order is you got to state the rule. And
I am trying to make a point of order that the witness,
And what rule are you referring to?
without responding to a question, has attacked me personally. I think it's pathetic that she can't answer the questions and
First
instead
time
is attacking
that is not even close
members
to a
of the
point of
committee.
order. The gentleman from Wisconsin
Okay. So,
is recognized.
I can't believe this is the United States of America, y'all. Like, this shit is wild. This is crazy. Like, I cannot believe I went to law school on this. Okay. Let's look at Jeff Sessions, another one of Trump's AGs. Now, if you guys remember this lady, this is Dianne Feinstein. I don't know if she's still alive or what, but let's listen to Trump's past. Bill Barr was an AG for Trump, and now this guy was a AG for Trump. So let's watch him.
Decision to fire Director Comey.
It is. It's a matter that I can share some information about because the president himself has talked about it and reveal that letter. He asked that.
See, he's stuttering, right? Because he knows his boss is an asshole and fired the head of the FBI for no reason. By the way, this Trump presidency, this DOJ has tried to prosecute James Comey, who they're talking about the firing of here. And that's because James Comey saw the president doing shady shit and wrote it down and told people. All right, so you hear how Sessions is not yelling.
Deputy Rosenstein and I make our recommendations in writing. We prepared those recommendations and submitted it to the president. Senator Feinstein, I don't think it's been fully understood the significance.
Remember, these people hate Feinstein, okay? He hates Feinstein, but he's able to just calmly talk to her.
27 years in the Department of Justice, Harvard graduate, served for 8 years as U.S. Attorney on the...
Crazy, right? All right, now let's look at Loretta Lynch. Loretta Lynch was during Obama and a little into...
And do you ever email, send or receive classified information on personal email?
I do not.
I doubt you even use your USDOJ.gov account to send classified information, do you?
We have separate systems.
Right.
So there would be a separate
classified system
for that.
Right. So not only do you not use personal email to do it, you don't even use your USDOJ.gov. You have a separate dedicated system to handle classified information.
Okay, now mind you, he's trying to make a point about Hillary Clinton and the servers, right? And Lynch is just going along. She is a Democrat because she was appointed by Obama, so she still maintains a professional...
Why?
We have a separate system to handle the security needs.
But my question is why?
You see? What a sharp contrast. What a sharp contrast. All right, now let's go to, I actually want to skip. I'm going to go back to, let me go to a Bush AG, because so far these have all been the AGs of Democrats. So let's look at a Bush AG, okay? So this is another Republican AG.
Evaluation of the
brief fully to the committee is
evaluation of the performance of United States attorneys. I think as a matter of good government, we have an obligation as heads of the department to ensure that public servants are in fact doing their job. And therefore, I directed Mr. Sampson, then the Deputy Chief of Staff, and most recently my former Chief of Staff, to coordinate and organize a review of the performance of United States attorneys around.
Calm. talking about the performance of employees, talking about issues that matter, answering the question in a calm manner. I mean, come on, guys. No, we don't even have the one I wanted on here. Okay, so let's go back to Bondi, because the contrast is huge. Oh, shit. I had it perfect, you guys. Damn it. Okay, we'll watch a little of this.
The main focuses of President Trump and this administration: we will protect parents at school boards. We will protect children in schools. We will protect parents' rights for their children's education.
Combined with the sudden come to Congress.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Behind me, I have 3 documents from the DOJ production that are emblematic of the massive failure of the DOJ to comply with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. To my right is an email.
Okay, this is Thomas Massey. He has been all over this Epstein shit, okay? So that's why he's focused on this. Like, other people are talking about other things, because Epstein is not the center of the world in terms of Pam Bondi's job, right? We just saw Alberto Gonzalez under Bush talking about employees and stuff, so.
That was sent by the victims' lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact. A list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. And they're getting phone calls. A lot of these people didn't want to be known. And we know you touched the document because you redacted one name and you redacted the lawyer's name, but you left the survivor's name there. The next document.
The redactions on we're not even going to talk about redactions today. The redactions are fucking wild, okay? There's one document where there's a list. The document's called List of Survivors, okay? It's called List of Victims. And it lists all these names and redacts only one. The law said they had to redact all the victims' names. They redact all these fucking pervert billionaires' names, but leave the victims exposed. This shit was done on purpose. This is vengeance.
I want to show you. That was in the title, the victims' survivors' names, all right? The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking. Co-conspirators, fully redacted. And by the way, I'm going to unredact them here. Let's wait.
I didn't see this part. I was just listening. I love it with the feelings. I would do this shit in court. But what I wouldn't do is behave like Pam Bondi. God, could you imagine? And could you imagine? I could not imagine if I was told to go redact things and given guidelines and given 30 days to do them and then didn't do them. Like, let's say a judge made me do that, because it's really the only person that can make me do anything, right? So a judge says you have to do this and you have 30 days to do it. And then I don't. There's not a planet. No, absolutely not. I would never. And yet she's sitting here just no problem with it, and fuck you, Trump's the best, and the Dow grew.
Exner is in this. Now, your your deputy attorney general said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files.
Yeah, because
but he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking. These are because they absolutely ever so are named where he's listed as a ability.
Okay, here we go.
I believe Wexner's name was listed more than 4,000 times.
Yeah, I already told you that. This is where he's listed as a co-conspirator.
Can I finish my answer? Come on, let me finish my answer.
You're a fucking witness in Congress. You don't get to say, come on, let me finish my answer. Also, I want to point out, I must point out, that if this was any other AG, any other female AG under any other president behaving this way, she would be called hysterical. She would be in hysterics, okay? They would have nothing to do with it. Only Trump's female AG could get away with shit like this. Any other woman would not get away with it.
We corrected that within 40 minutes. He was already, you're acting like everybody's trying to cover up Wexner's name.
Reclaiming my time.
I'm going to answer this question.
Reclaiming my time.
He was,
Mr. Chairman.
This is how this works.
Can I have my time back?
This is how this works? Bitch, you're the witness. You're the witness.
Mr. Chairman.
The gentlelady can give her answer. The time belongs to the gentleman from
All right, I'm reclaiming my time.
Can I give my answer?
So
Yes.
I'm going to put the language of the bill up on the screen.
Chairman,
Because I
may I
have
give my
another
answer
question.
on that?
Here's
It's a political
the question.
joke, and I need to give my answer on that.
We'll let the Attorney General respond, and then the gentleman can move to his next question.
It's my time.
Within 40
Chairman.
minutes, you asked me a question.
You can give
Within
me-
40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction.
What is she giggling about? He caught them red-handed. He said, hey, this shouldn't be redacted, and it took her 40 minutes to go fix it. It wasn't an error. When there's that many messed up redactions, that's not an error. Like 1 or 2, fine, you made a mistake. But this is not a mistake.
He's listed as a co-conspirator.
And we invited you in.
Show the video.
This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to get.
That's our country's attorney general.
You're a failed politician.
Gentlemen,
You need to
I
get on
want you to
these
watch the video.
matters.
Mr. Chairman, please restore his time and remind the witness of the rules here.
There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked
I'm sorry,
to
y'all.
other individuals.
Does this not sound like a fucking Housewives show? I mean, it really does to me. Okay, let's go back. This is where I wanted to go. Sorry, I got ahead accidentally. Okay. Anthony, I'm so glad that you see the contrast. I feel like we as Americans are getting gaslit so much, and this president, and every time he's been president, there's no decorum. There's no like responsible adult anywhere. You've got this woman, Pam Bondi, with her fucking burn book, okay, which is what Regina George had in Mean Girls. That's some high school ass shit. You got a burn book. She brought a burn book. It's not an adult. Now, the one nice thing I will say about Pam Bondi is I thought she was the same age as Caroline Leavitt, who is 28 and looks like shit. No, it turns out Bondi is 60, and she's done a great job with her neck. All right, she's a horrible, evil human being, but I will give her credit for having a young-looking neck. Okay? All right, let's get back into it.
Absolutely despicable that you sought to protect Epstein's clients, like former Prince Andrew. Last July, you closed the case on Epstein's abusers. The July 2025 memo from your Department of Justice stated, quote, "We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties." These 2 photos, please put the photos back up. These 2 photos staring you in the face are evidence of a crime and more than enough evidence to predicate an investigation against former Prince Andrew.
I'll go a step further. England is investigating him. In England, one of the dudes that their prime minister, whose name I can't remember, used to be Tony Blair a long time ago. Their prime minister has a guy on his cabinet who's named in the Epstein files, and they are trying to take him out of office as prime minister. Not just the guy in the Epstein file, but the prime minister who appointed him. They are enraged about Andrew. They're demanding that Charles do an investigation. Charles is saying he's going to do an investigation. So in England, we're seeing justice. By the way, China just passed a law to do death penalty for child molesters. So we've got China and England having greater morals than we do. So fun. I can't believe this is the America I live in. It's fucking wild.
So I ask you, Attorney General Pam Bondi, why did you shut down this investigation last July, and why have you not prosecuted former Prince Andrew?
I don't believe you asked Merrick Garland these questions when he was Attorney General and set before.
I agree with you.
Okay. She says this a bunch of times, and it pisses me off. Merrick Garland, there was an active investigation. She closed the investigation, and that's why the documents can be released. So Merrick Garland couldn't talk about the documents because it was still under active investigation.
You twice.
I've been claiming my time. I agree with you. I agree with you. During the Biden administration, I called for people looking at Epstein files. Merrick Garland dropped the ball, as did Attorney General Bill Barr, as did Alex Acosta, a whole string of failures. But you are in charge. You have the power to change things, to hold these men accountable, and you're doing the opposite. You're protecting them. So I want to move on to another man.
Can I answer
Donald
that,
Trump.
though?
I want to move on to another
Can I
question.
answer your question about protecting?
You answered the question.
You're saying no. I love this.
No,
I want to discuss another man, Donald Trump.
You see, I love this. These are her bosses. Like, these are the people that set up the budget to get her paid, and she's talking shit like that. It's mind-blowing.
Who is all over the Epstein files, like former Prince. Here's the video. Donald Trump attended
I thought that was just a picture. So to see the live video from that picture is wild.
various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files
I'm claim my time.
be
I got
released.
your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Trump asked
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock.
Stop the clock. The legislation. This is ridiculous.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay.
And this is ridiculous. Her responses, the way she is behaving is fucking ridiculous. Okay? I don't even care about the topics. Let's look at the topics, like, they could be like, is the sky blue? If this is your response, this is disgusting. You cannot be the Attorney General of the United States.
I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime. I swear to you, she came in here and argued with these people like they're her husband. If you want to know what it's like to be married to Pam Bondi, this is the example, okay? What a fucking nightmare this bitch is.
Under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you, here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide.
So there is evidence, isn't there?
No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we sit here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
Shame on all of them, honestly. You know, some people have said, well, it wasn't a crime then, and that's true because women were unimportant in this country. All right, let's watch a little bit more.
Hard to remove a dangerous man from the community who terrorized and like those attorneys back in.
Okay, this woman, I think she's from Georgia. Her son was killed, and when he was killed, came out, and people were calling him a thug, and so on and so
Florida,
forth.
under your watch, protected my son's name.
I guess it was in Florida. My bad.
What I will say is we are looking at everything to shed light on what happened that day, and it is an ongoing and active investigation. Both of those cases, and I assure you they will be investigated.
Investigating, we understand that, but will you do everything in your power, as you have done for my case, as you are asked to do, as you've sworn an oath to do? It is your responsibility to make sure that you are following the rule of law. Those
facts.
Families in Minnesota, they deserve the same respect. They deserve a full investigation, which you have not even begun to do yet. So what are you saying, is that they don't deserve any respect for a full investigation into their murders?
Well,
that
that's
is
not
incompetence on your behalf.
Well, that
the
is not
American
accurate.
people do deserve better. Non-commitment to defending the rule of law is what we see from you.
I
will
told you we
always
were
stand up for
investigating.
survivors, and I heard you say earlier.
I told you we were investigating. My 13-year-old has less attitude than this.
When you told us that you will fight for them as well. And based on the information before us, these families have not received the same commitment to investigate what happened to their loved ones, nor have they received the respect that I would expect. They've been following, seeking answers.
Expired. The gentlelady yields back. The gentleman from California is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
For President Trump's help to make America safe again.
Gentlemen,
Mr. Chair, I have, you see.
let the record.
So she claims that crime is way down and America is safer than it's ever been before. And I don't feel that way. Like, I personally feel way less safe now, starting last January when planes were falling out of the fucking sky. Now we have kidnappings have come back into style. Like, kidnappings had kind of lost their, now they're coming back. Here in Dallas, this guy just robbed an ATM. Well, he was at the ATM. He robbed the Brinks guy. We talked last week about the lawyer who, faked his own death. Like, I don't see crime going down. I feel far less safe in Trump's America than I did in Biden's. So, all right, let's watch her scream a little more, and then we'll wrap it up.
All of these programs and working jointly with both sides of the aisle to keep our families safe.
Thank you for that, Madam Attorney General. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back.
Have ties to Jeffrey Epstein
What does
across
ties
the
mean?
world.
This lady's fun. Okay, hold on. This lady's very fun. And this lady will be the last one we do, okay?
Asking you not a trick question, a simple question. Okay, so what is clear is we have evidence.
Do you know who Chris Malin is?
We have evidence that 3 senior officials within the Trump administration have ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And what I
does
can
ties
conclude,
mean?
I can conclude.
This was what I was listening to in the car, and I was with my daughter, and I said, look, if you're in an argument with someone and you make a statement, you say something like, well, he has ties to so-and-so, and they say, what does ties mean? You know you fucking won. There's no need to go any further in your argument. You already won. If they're going into little itty bitty rhetoric and language usage, you fucking won. Walk away. So this woman's won because Pam's going, well, what do you mean ties? Like, you fucking dumb bitch. You know exactly what she means.
Conclude
What does
from what
ties
you
mean?
are saying that you have not talked to them.
What does ties mean? Can
I
you
think
define
Americans would be shocked.
So you're gonna tell me that you're the fucking Attorney General of the United States, a licensed attorney presumably, and you don't know what ties means? Fuck out of here, bitch.
To learn that you are not interested in talking with these officials who have ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
What does
across
ties
the
mean?
world,
Can you define that?
across the world,
Can you
prominent
define
men
ties?
who've been exposed
belongs to the
in the files have resigned their jobs in disgrace, and that's a good first start. And that same
Disgrace is
standard,
not saying the word
this
Chris
same
Malin.
standard should apply here. And Americans want accountability.
Who is Chris Malin?
Was the president
he?
aware?
Why is the witness asking questions?
Please stop talking. It is not your time to ask
Exactly.
questions.
Shut up.
It is not your time. I'm reclaiming my time, Mr. Chair.
Time belongs to the gentlelady from Vermont.
Was the president aware of Secretary Lutnick's ties to Epstein when he chose him to lead the Department of Commerce?
Of fucking course he was aware.
Was he aware?
Chris Malin was a Border Patrol agent.
Okay, so I'm going to
Who the fuck is Chris Malin, and why is she talking about him?
conclude that the president, in fact, did know about his ties because he was the next door neighbor.
Shame on you.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
You're
this
from
is
a tiny,
pathetic.
beautiful
This is
state.
pathetic, Mr.
Committee
Chair.
will be in order.
I am not asking trick questions here.
You
The
got your
American
5
people
minutes.
have a right to know the answers to this. These are senior officials in the Trump administration. This is not a game, Secretary.
Facts.
I'm Attorney General.
My apologies, I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell. That was a real burn.
By
That's a-
2008.
That's a sick burn for old people. I love that.
We knew that Epstein was a convicted sexual abuser. And we now know that Lutnick went to Epstein's Island in 2012. How was that not a deal breaker for the president? And why aren't you asking questions of the Commerce Secretary about what he saw when he was at the island, which he lied about not ever going to? Why are you not asking these questions? And I see that my time is almost expired, so I will say this.
Shame.
Do the
Shame.
right thing, Attorney General. Meet with the survivors. They have been asking for a year. Meet with the survivors. Do the right thing. I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. The gentleman from South Carolina
Shame.
is recognized for 5 minutes.
May I have 20 seconds?
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on, actually. Let's go back, because she's about to do some real bitch-ass shit. Hold on.
Seconds of his time.
So that'd be up to the gentleman, but
Absolutely, Madam.
Thank you. Thank you. I was curious if you, Congresswoman,
No, that's the burn book. She's reading out of the burn book.
asked Bill Clinton that. Didn't see one tweet, not one. I didn't see one tweet when Joe Biden was in office about Bill Clinton. Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once when he was.
Weak sauce.
And also, I want the record to reflect that, you know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh,
He is
Jewish.
I
just want to be clear.
Oh,
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Or do you want to go there? Are you
belongs to the
serious?
gentleman
Talking
from
about
South
anti-Semitism
Carolina.
to a woman who
Lady
lost her grandfather in the Holocaust?
my time. I reclaim my time.
Really?
the committee will be in order.
Talk to Jared Wise about anti.
She said, oh, you want to go there? Really? Really? And then she got up and left, y'all. Bondi had these people fucking enraged. Now, Bondi knew that that woman's grandfather was a Holocaust survivor. She just said that to be a cunt. You know,
Anti-Semitism.
par for the course with this administration. Okay, where was I? Oh, I wanted to exit on a note of, where are my downloads? I don't know. I lost it, and I gotta go to the bathroom again. Oh, I know where it is. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna leave you with the compilation.
The National School Board Association's letter of September.
Heard of a situation in which a major case in which the Department of Justice prosecutors were involved in an investigation, that the investigative agency announces the closure of the investigation. And then a few weeks before this happened, he was testifying before the Congress, Mr. Comey was, and he said he thought he did the right thing and would do it again. So the Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein, who's got, 27 years in the Department of Justice, Harvard graduate, served for 8 years as U.S. Attorney under President Obama, and 4 years under President Bush. He said that was a usurpation of the position of the Department of Justice, the Attorney General's position, and that particularly we were concerned that he reaffirmed that he would do it again. So I think that was a basis that called for a fresh start at the FBI. Mr. Comey had many talents, there's no doubt about it. Have no hard feeling about that, but I am really excited about the new director, Chris Ray, who you've confirmed with an overwhelming vote, and I believe he's going to be able to do the job of FBI director with great skill and integrity.
Madam Attorney General, the central issue to me is this perception, frankly rooted in some realities of a dual-track or two-tiered justice system. And I know that you have dedicated your career to the pursuit of justice. I know you work for a blindfolded woman who's holding nothing but a set of scales. And I think it's important that she's blindfolded because she shouldn't see the race, the gender.
Said that he would take a position in order to maintain a position. That's certainly what you implied.
I raised the issue. And sir, I don't know how many cases you've ever tried in court or prosecuted, but I can assure you, if you tried a case and you had someone with the impeachment material that was available for Mr. Jacks on his inconsistencies and you didn't pursue it, you would not be an effective trial lawyer.
Why have you finally admitted publicly that the CIA used interrogation techniques?
The new news was that we used this particular technique on these particular individuals and the time frame in which it was done. It was a very difficult decision. It is not something that we are comfortable making public because
in trying to put the
end of that person who were involved in this process.
fraud case. It's given you.
It had made my decision.
Consistent with the views of the abortion right groups, the People for the American Way, and the other similar interest groups, that you will not enforce the laws of the land as Attorney General. That seems to be the argument.
My personal belief, my primary personal belief, is that the law is supreme. That I don't place myself above the law, and I shouldn't place myself above the law. So it would violate my beliefs to do it. I do not believe that to be the case.